What does community development mean to me? So much. It's a wonderful way to work with people, not for them. There's a huge difference between community development and the way we work with people and service delivery, which is now so common and everywhere.
Community development to me means working alongside people to build stronger, more connected and more resilient communities. It's about empowering individuals, listening to their voices and creating opportunities for everyone to participate.
So for me, what community development means, it's about people coming together to form solutions and to build capacity. So from what people know with what they have. For me, it's not about waiting for the world to change, but it's about taking action.
Professionally, it's been important to me because, once again, it's enabled me to develop more the skills and knowledge base to understand more about how other people throughout the world were evolving this practice.
It's about empowering people to shape their own futures by building stronger relationships and creating opportunities, trying to solve challenges collectively. Why is the practice so important at this moment in time? Community development is really important right now because many places are dealing with problems like unfair treatment, people feeling divided, and mental health issues. It helps bring people together to make their neighborhoods safer, fairer and more connected.
It's that wonderful process work that we do when we, work with individuals, hear their stories, then start connecting them with others and bring them together to form some kind of participatory action group about some kind of shared concern or hope that they have for their community.
Community development to me is about empowering communities in achieving their own needs and goals. It's about building capacity by leveraging community strengths, knowledges and values to create supports that a community can feel pride in and take ownership of.
Well, it means for me, people working together to improve their community through shared goals, local leadership and inclusive decision making.
For me, community development is anything anyone does to develop community. And my concept of community is normative. It's of a group of people in a particular place with a commitment to mutually affirming and fulfilling life together.
When I think of community development, I think of the old saying that you can judge a community by the way its most vulnerable people are travelling. And I think community development is all about working with all people within the community who are affected by particular issues.
What excites me about community development is that it is a method of change. Around the method there's all sorts of practices going on, but an actual method is really important. And it's a set of principles and a sequenced set of activities that enable communities to build relationships.
I believe community development is particularly important right now because the systems we rely on are not working well for everyone. I believe many individuals feel powerless and overshadowed by large corporations and government institutions, which can lead to a loss of agency, reduced confidence and initiative, and where relationships are transactional between individuals and institutions rather than mutual and dynamic within the community.
Community development, it's a vocation, a profession, an academic endeavour, as well as a personal endeavour.
Well, I think we're realising that statewide and national cookie-cutter approaches to social issues aren't scratching where it itches for local communities. There are gaps, there are problems that are still happening, there's the nuances of local community issues that aren't being addressed. And so there's this new concentration on place-based community-led initiatives. And this is where community development can really shine.
The ability to create resources and space brings people together. It can be based on shared interests, linking across generations, cultures. And then when we create those links and those connections in a safe space, in a community setting,
Community development means empowering local communities and supporting communities to be able to identify their own needs. It's about building collaborative networks and strengthening relationships between our neighbours.
I think it's working with people rather than for them. It's about empowering communities to identify their own needs and creating sustainable changes.
It supports people to own the changes they want for their lives and in their neighbourhoods.
So for me, the exciting possibilities that community development practice poses for our community stems from increased participation and a collective sense of responsibility and ownership for what happens within the community. And this in turn increases each individual community member's sense of belonging and value.
To me, community development is about everyone coming together to make their community a better place for everyone.
It is about people coming together, people, not necessarily services or organisations or people with titles, but people. Community, people in community.
Community development is about bridging the gap. Community development is strategic planning for your community. Community development is important to respond to community goals.
So what does community development mean to us? Well, to us, community development is about unlocking the strengths, relationships and local knowledge that already exist within communities and creating the conditions for those assets to drive change. It's not something that can be done to a community, it's something built with them. And at its best, community development is responsive, inclusive and grounded in the lived experience of people who call that community home.
I think of Joanna Macy, who passed away recently, and the notion of the great turning, so the turning from an extractive, life-destroying society to a connected, life-affirming society. I think that these changes need to happen on all different levels. So there's not one big solution to the times that we're in, but there's an ecosystem of diverse responses that are rooted in place and that are rooted in relationship. So community development helps us to find, to nurture and to amplify these responses and helps raise the voice of active hope.
Why is the practice of community development so important at this moment in time? Well, at the moment, on the one hand, we are faced with the disintegration of our relationships, which leaves us with a feeling of isolation. And on the other hand, we're faced with the prospect of the reintegration of our relationships into associations, organisations and institutions, which lead to further polarisation.
That's why community development is essential. It ensures responsiveness, relevance and trust. Instead of prescribing a single one-size-fits-all health promotion activity, our program invites communities themselves to define what matters most. This approach also builds long-term capacity because the skills, networks and confidence developed during projects remain in the community long after the funding ends.
Community development always has been important, always is, and it always will be. Again, it's a citizen project. It's something that we should all be engaged in, whether we have a professional or an academic background in it, or we're not. We are a social species, and we're always going to need to be working and chipping away at addressing disadvantage, at addressing social issues. These wicked problems will never be solved, but we can working towards progressing and improving the human experience for all, particularly for those most disadvantaged. So I don't think it's about a particular moment in time. It's something that we're going to continue doing.
There's nothing like togetherness, there's nothing like gatherings, there's nothing like sitting down and talking to people and doing the community building work.
It's essential that we focus on creating inclusive spaces that empower disadvantaged members of the community with access to resources, opportunities and hope.
I believe community development is important at this moment in time because we live in an age where there's a conception that being an inconvenience to somebody means that you have to lose that person, that being inconvenienced isn't okay. And I think that community development is about being inconvenienced, and I think that we have to be okay with that.
At this moment in time,
I think as a society we are the most connected we've ever been, and we're also often the most isolated and disconnected that we've ever been. So community development has both physical and emotional benefits that it addresses, but it also allows economic and systemic benefits when it's done successfully.
Community development to me are the principles and practices that guide our work with community in a way where people work together to identify what they most need, to look at ways that they can have a shared vision and how they can go about that work together. It's about supporting people to be connected in a meaningful way and working together on shared concerns for shared benefits.
One of the challenges our community or communities face is disconnection from one another, which fosters fear, racism and blame. Our focus in facing this challenge has been and will continue to be working alongside other community members to build participation and ownership and to promote mutual understanding and respect. I think the main way we can do this is by role modelling these values ourselves in both our professional and our personal lives and being genuine and real in all our approaches. This then provides a foundation on which we can grow or build community development projects and activities.
It's not just about this moment in time, it's about what we see for our future. Whilst we can help people individually, and I think that's really important, it's more around how can we work together rather than just focusing on individual need, we're focusing on community need and what that looks like in terms of building up our resilience so we can move forward.
How can we get ready to face the challenges for the future? Well, I've got very definite ideas about this. We need to be able to understand and practice a methodology of this work. There's a wide range of ways, methodologies that you can use, but there's almost 60 years of experience from around the world, and they have these experiences have given us ways to do it, a methodology to do it, and everyone should be able to have a methodology, be able to name that methodology, name where it's come from, who has promoted it, and the colleagues who practice it so that they can become our friends on the journey.
That the future grows out of the present, and that we can best prepare for the future by paying attention to the present. We need to accept where we are, appreciate what we've got, and make the most of those things that are life-affirming, life-fulfilling, and life-nourishing and sustaining.
When I think about the challenges for the future, I think the answer is already in our communities. As community development workers, our role is nurturing that local leadership and celebrating diverse voices, hearing people's stories and weaving those stories and connecting people through listening and allowing people to see the strengths, or communities to see their strengths that they already have in their organisation, so that they can feel empowered to mobilise into action, whatever that might be, for their communities, because they're the experts in their communities.
To me, it's a no-brainer that the challenges for communities, as they increase, we need more and more increased investment into community development work to support these communities. We need more jobs in community development and more training and mentoring for those people in those jobs. I think if we take the context of disasters and world research that has happened in social science, it's been shown that those that recover best from disasters are those that are connected with at least 1, 2 or 3 community groups or other kinds of social groups. So that really highlights to me that this is applicable for all crises in people's lives, all types of crises. So what we really need is increased community connectedness to build our resilience into the future, and that being through community development.
I think by being proactive as individuals of the community, by using our professional lens in the work that we do.
Well, I think we're
already getting ready if we're learning how to work together. Because if we can learn how to work together and organise and cooperate, then if we know how to do that, then whatever challenge comes along, we can cooperate or organise around that. And all that rich sort of social capital's there as well that you can draw on in difficult times.
Thanks to Community Development Queensland and other practitioners who've recorded very useful contributions on all the challenges we face at this time.